Hey guys, Skippy here. Just wanted to touch base with you. Haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Was kind of missing all you guys, so I thought I'd make a video and say hi. And other thing that we were talking about is, well, this whole virus thing going around. Yeah, that kind of had me super nervous. But then I got talking to my friend Max, and he's super smart and stuff. And so he explained some things to me, and now I feel a whole lot better. So I thought maybe, I'd have him talk to you a little bit. See if that would help you feel a little better. So without further ado, here's my friend Max.
Thank you, Skippy.
Hey Max, can you tell us, what is a virus?
Viruses are microscopic pathogens that can infect animals and humans. Viruses are comprised of organized genetic material, like DNA, wrapped in a protective coating of protein. Viruses are very common. In fact, the human rhinovirus is often referred to as the common cold. Viruses cannot replicate on their own, so they have
to... What are you doing? We're supposed to be avoiding contact. You're gonna give everyone a virus, and then their computers will lock up, and you'll break the internet, and it'll be all your fault.
No, not that kind of virus. I'm talking about biological viruses. They can't infect computers.
See? Told you he was smart.
But, why are we all supposed to be locked in our houses then? Why have I been missing days of schools, huh? How are we ever gonna get our schoolwork done? I'm gonna have to repeat 5th grade, and then I'll be too old to go to college and won't get my degree, and no one will hire me.
What is going on here?
Max is trying to hire or spread a virus.
I was explaining what a virus is, and she started freaking out.
How are you supposed to know what a virus is? You're just a kid.
I'm a smart kid. Well, let's ask Mr. Brown. He's a medical professional.
That's the only smart thing I've heard you say all day.
Ouch.
Well, that's true, but... So, I know you're nervous, Cassandra, but you're not being very nice.
Sorry.
Hey, first of all, let's get this thing off of you. You don't need to wear a mask. This is what I do for a living. You don't need this unless you're actually sick, or you're taking care of somebody who's sick, or, one of your medical people tell you to put on one of those masks. But
okay.
Just walking around your house, you're good, okay?
Okay.
Hey, so here's the thing about being nervous and anxious is when I'm nervous and anxious, a lot of times it's because I don't know what's going on. So maybe if I could help you understand a little bit better what's going on, be a little less nervous. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
So how about you guys ask me whatever questions you have? And it looks like somebody's done some pretty nice work here. I'm going to go ahead and use this board, if at all possible.
Thank you.
To kind of help with some of these questions. All right, so what do you got? Hit me.
What is a virus?
Oh, well, so a virus is actually just it's genetic material, which you actually got a picture of the DNA right here, wrapped in a protein shell, and then it can get into a human or another animal and get into their cells and replicate that way and make them sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said, though.
Yeah,
that's...
So, you're a very smart boy. Good job.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right. So the virus gets into a human, it makes them sick. That's the way that works. That's what a virus is. Viruses are everywhere. They're all over the place, and there's lots of different types of viruses. They can cause the common cold. It can cause measles. It can cause chicken pox. Some viruses that we don't see anymore at all are like smallpox. We don't see that. But yeah, there's lots of different ways that they work, but there's tons of them out there.
But if viruses are everywhere, why are we worried about this new coronavirus?
Well, that's a very good question, and it has to do with the way our immune systems work. So with viruses, as we're exposed to them over the years, our bodies develop immunity. And think of your immune system as like the army of your body that fights infection. So you have little tiny cells in your body that as they're exposed to viruses, they learn how to fight it. And so your body gets really good at fighting viruses they've seen before. Sometimes we'll even give you a vaccine, which is like a dead virus. You ever go to the doctor, they give you a shot in the arm?
Those hurt.
Yes, I hate those.
They kind of make you a little achy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your body, the reason it's feeling achy is because your body is building up its army and teaching your immune system army how to fight these bad viruses, right? The problem with the coronavirus is it's brand new. It just mutated and nobody has any immunity to it.
Oh.
Ah.
But if you have to get immunity, why are we all stuck at home? Wouldn't we just, like, not be immune to it?
So here's the deal, and it has to do with this nice little cycle thing that it looks like Max drew up on the board for us. So this here is called the cycle of transmission.
Mhm.
All right. So if you look here, you got the little virus, and it gets into our host, right?
Okay.
All right. So we have our host here, and he's sick. He's carrying the virus, and then there's a portal of exit. So the way this is transmitting is he's coughing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So he coughs, and the stuff gets out onto either a doorknob or blocks he's playing with, or it gets out into the air. All right, and that's the mode of transmission. So then somebody touches the blocks, and then they touch their mouth, or they inhale the stuff into their mouth, and that's called the portal of entry. And so this is our susceptible host. She gets sick again, and then we have a host, and it goes around and around and around in a circle. Make sense?
Ah.
All right.
Okay.
So one of the best ways we can fight the virus to prevent the virus, is to break the cycle somewhere. So there's lots of stuff we can do, right?
Okay.
So one is if we have the virus or are concerned we might have the virus, right? We can make sure that we're covering our mouth. So we break the portal of exit, right?
Okay.
We can reduce the mode of transmission. We can wash the stuff around us. We can make sure that we have fresh air flowing through the house, right?
Mhm.
We can wash our hands, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The other thing we can do is we can limit our exposure to other people. If there's not another person here to inhale our germs, then there's no portal of entry, right? So we can
Okay.
break that cycle there. So we can limit our contact with people. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So when we talk about, and that's why they're asking us all to kind of stay in our houses and not go places, is
Mhm.
because if I'm sick, right, and then I see a bunch of people, and of those bunch of people I see, I make 3 people sick, and then they each see a bunch of people, and they each make 3 people sick,
Whoa, that's a lot of
and then
people.
they each make 3 people sick.
Oh.
I see.
You following?
Mhm.
Versus if I'm sick, I only see 1 or 2 people. Of the people I see, maybe 1 gets sick, and then they only see 1 or 2 people, and they make 1 person sick, and you see how much fewer people get the
Yeah.
virus? And
Yeah.
that gives our medical people time to invent ways to fight this virus, or to come up with a vaccine, or to just be better prepared overall to fight this thing off. That make sense?
That does make sense.
Uh-huh.
All right. Does that make you feel any better?
It
Yeah.
does.
Do you have any other questions for me about this whole virus thing?
Can't we just take medicine and feel better?
Well, that's part of the issue, is a lot of times with the medicines, they don't really do much for viruses. There's not really a medicine to treat viruses.
Mhm.
All we kind of do is support the body while it fights off the virus itself. That's why your immune system is so important. So
Okay.
exercise is good, strengthen your immune system, right? Eating good healthy meals, lots of vegetables, vitamin C, maybe a little zinc, that kind of stuff. Get your immune system stronger, make your soldiers better at fighting in general. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make
All right.
sense.
That's cool.
So some other things I want you to be aware of, because this is all happens to our physical bodies, right? But other thing I want you to think about is that our spiritual selves, our spirits, they don't have to worry about viruses at all, right?
Yeah.
So if you belong to Jesus and he's in your heart, it doesn't matter what happens to your body. Jesus has you. In fact, there's a section in the Bible. Do you guys ever read the Bible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes.
a little bit.
Sometimes, every once in a while, you read the Bible. There's a section in the Bible in Romans where it talks about how there's nothing that can separate us from the love of God. And it lists all the things. Nothing high, nothing low, no demons, no angels, no sickness, no war
Oh,
can
wow.
separate us from God. And so if we trust in God, that even if we do get sick, God's still got our spirits and our souls, and we're safe with him. Does that make sense?
That does make
Yeah.
sense.
So there's really not a lot to be that nervous about.
Mhm.
God's got us even if our bodies fail us. Make sense?
It does
Yeah,
make sense.
that's
I
cool.
feel a lot better now.
All
Thank
right,
you.
cool. Any other questions you guys got for me?
I think we're good.
All right. No more yelling. It'll be all
Okay.
right. You got questions? You come chat. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
And don't use up all those masks. Our medical professionals need those to help keep them safe because they're going to be around people that are really sick. You stay in your house, you watch TV, get some video game time on. That sounds fun, right? Get some good books out, read those. It's a good way to spend your time. Listen to your mommy and daddy, grandma and grandpa, whoever you're with. Cool?
Yep.
All right. I'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
around. You guys be good.
Bye, Mr. Brown.
You're very smart,
Bye,
Mr.
Mr.
Max,
Brown.
by the way. I
Thank
have to
you.
say, I'm impressed. All right.